My name is Chris Fowler. I'm from Central New York, Syracuse. I do consulting, working with local businesses. I do advocacy for multimodal transportation and advocacy for local small businesses. I grew up here in Syracuse. I went to James DeWitt High School. So what's kept me here is the opportunity to transform a city and be a part of something special. See what I can do to be, a participant of furthering and advancing the city of Syracuse and bringing people together. There's always been a strong interest in environmental issues here because of ESF and then the cleanup of Onondaga Lake. I wanted to do something that connected people in this community. I had been looking around at programs and things that people around the country were doing to talk about cycling, and I found Slow Roll. It happens in different parts of the country and across the world. Was started in Detroit in 2010 as a way of getting people on bikes, making a city more accessible to cycling, to build a cycling culture, and also to address a lot of social justice issues, which cycling does, from health outcomes to job opportunities to access to community resources. Every Monday night they get together and ride. Happens in cities across America, and I thought it would be a perfect fit for here. So I reached out to a handful of people who I thought might be interested, and we started organizing it. We put a date on the calendar and said come out, and we've successfully had a bunch of rides. So far so good. We've had hundreds, if not about 1,000 riders so far this summer in our first season, and I hope are building a healthy culture around the idea of cycling as a way to access the city of Syracuse. How do we create more active transportation? How do we build a place where a car is an option? It's not the only way to access this city. Almost everything you do, you have to leave where you live. And so how do you get where you need to go is the first choice you make during the day. Transportation costs are expensive when it's a car. In Syracuse, the average person spends 21% of their budget on transportation. Now, if you compare that to Portland, Oregon, which is pretty much the gold standard of active transportation, they spend 3.5% of their budget on transportation. So that's 18% of their budget that they can put towards other things, whether it's investing in themselves, investing in a business, or going and supporting locally owned businesses. Biking is part of that active transportation. People that bike have higher rates of health. They're less likely to develop cardiovascular disease. They're less likely to have cancer. Think of somebody not in spandex, but in a suit on a bike, going from one meeting to another. That's the kind of transportation or cycling that I'm thinking about. The people are really what make a place what it is. We want to measure the health of places by money and by the economy, but really the best measure is when you see people engaging with one another, a sense of community, feeling a part of something that's bigger than themselves, feeling a shared sense of opportunity and hope. That's what keeps me energized and passionate, and looking forward to continuing to do anything I can do to contribute to this community.